look at some features of Excel. We will look at how to sort data in Excel, and then we will look at how to filter data in Excel, right? So let me use the same file that I have here. I can use the same file, no problem. Okay, and I want to show you how to sort data in Excel. Sorting data is straightforward, and it shouldn't take a minute from us. So how do we sort data, right? If we go to the home menu in Excel, to the far right, you will find a button called Sort and Filter right there, right? If I click this button, you will find that we can sort depending on the column you are in. So if I select column A, for example, employee ID, and click sort, employee ID is character. So if I select the data here, if I select all my data here, okay, and then go to, sorry. Okay. If I select all my data, and then go to sort and filter, you will see that you can sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest, right? So this sorting is the most simple sort in Excel. It allows you to sort based only on one column. Okay, so here I can sort only on one column. Either I can select this column, I can select the first name column, I can select whatever, and I can just click sort largest to smallest. It's going to ask me if I want to arrange all my data based on sorting the employee ID or not. Expand the selection, sort. All my data will be sorted by the employee ID. Okay, now this is great, but as I mentioned, it's limited only to one column. What if I want to sort by multiple columns? How can I sort by multiple columns? Okay, so if you want to sort by multiple columns, we do the following. We go to the data tab again, click the data tab. Okay, and then you will find a button here called sort. Okay, so if I click, first of all, you need to click a cell inside your data. So you need to click somewhere inside your data, any place inside your data, and then click this button called sort. Okay, this will open up a dialog box for you. Okay. Using this dialog box, you can select how you want to sort your data. Okay, so for example, if I want to sort by last name and then by gender, so I can do that by clicking plus. Okay, and then in the column, I'm going to select the last name, and then how do I want to order it? A to Z or Z to A? I want names starting with A first or names starting with Z first. I'm going to select Z to A, for example. Okay, and then after the ordering by the last name, I want to order by the gender. So I'm going to click plus again, and I will select the column gender, and I will leave it A to Z, right? And then once I press OK, you can see that the last name Z is at the top. So the order by the last name is happening, followed by the gender M and then F, male and then female, because M males and then females, yes, right? So what happens here is we do the sorting with the last name, and if two last names are exactly the same, then the females will be added before the males. Okay, so I will do that another time. So again, you need to select some cell inside your data, go to sort, and then let's delete all of these, and then you click plus and select what is the main column you want to use to sort your data. Let's say this time we are going to sort by the number of dependents. So in the column, I will select the number of dependents. Okay. And smallest to largest, that's okay. And then plus, I will sort by the rating. Okay. Z to A. Okay. I press OK. And you will find that the number of dependents 0 is first, and then 1, and then 2, right? And for those for the employees having the same number of dependents, okay, the lowest rating comes first. So rating E is before D, before A, and so on. Okay, so this is how you sort on multiple columns. Okay, if you want to sort by multiple columns, this is exactly what we do. We go to data and then sort, and then you select the columns you want to use to sort your data. Okay. Any questions here? Okay.
Can we also do this by filtering it and doing it from there?
I haven't talked about filtering yet. I'll talk about filtering in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Now we are done with sorting. This is very simple, and we don't, as you can see, we don't need to do much work. We don't need to write anything. Sorting happens by click of a button. The thing is where to find this button. This is the only thing that you need to know, right? The second thing we will use as well, and it doesn't need much work by hand, is filtering our data. Again, if you go to the home menu, okay, in the same button that's called sort and filter, if you click it, you will find a button called filter. If I click filter, you will see that we have arrows appearing at the top of all our columns. So you will find all these arrows. Okay. And I can use these arrows to filter my data. How do you filter your data? If I click, for example, let's filter the data by gender. Okay, so let's use this column called gender. If I click this arrow under gender, we'll see different options. Okay, this is the filter part, right? Here you can select what kind of data you want to show. Okay, so filtering does not affect the actual data. Filtering affects the data that you see by your eyes, the data displayed on the sheet itself, right? So if I want to see only females, I can click F, right? And only females will be shown here, right? Only females are shown here. And the arrow changes to a filter icon, okay? If I want to clear the filter, I press clear and I have everything back, okay? So the content of the filter depend on the type of the column. So this is a text column, so you can filter that by some text function. So you can filter it by words starting with a certain letter, ending with a certain letter, and so on. Okay. If we go and click in a numeric field like salary, for example, if I click here, okay, and go to filter, choose one of the filters, you will find that we have greater than, less than, between, top 10, and so on, right? So there are different types of filters we can apply, right? If I click top 10, for example, only the top 10 values of the salary will be displayed. So 100,000, 99,000, and so on, okay? If I select from the filter type here, greater than, and select $70,000, okay, right? Only those salaries greater than $70,000 will be displayed. Nothing less than 70,000 will be displayed here, okay? So these are simple filtering ways. You can apply the filter on one or more column, right? And you can show the data that only the data you're interested in, right? This is very useful. This filtering is very useful for if you want to quickly see some data. If I want to quickly see if I have employees making more than $80,000 per year, I can use it. If I want to see a list of my female employees, I can use this, right? So this kind of filtering is very simple and it's very limited in what you can do with it, right? Any questions about filtering? This is simple filtering. We'll get deeper into filtering in a minute. But based on what we covered so far, any questions about filtering data or sorting data? Okay, right. So what happens is Excel wanted to improve or wanted to extend its capabilities, right? This is great, but it does not address all the needs of companies. Some businesses will need more complicated kinds of filtering for the data. So how do we filter data in a more complex way? How do we filter data on multiple criteria, not just one criteria, not just one column, but multiple columns? How can we do this? In order for Excel to advance or to improve its capability to do filtering, they borrowed some features from databases, right? Do you guys know what a database is? All right. A database is a repository or a set of files that you can store your data in an organized way. Once you store your data in a database, then you can search this database, you can update it, you can filter it, you can do a lot of things in the database, okay? Because databases were designed in order to manage data, they have some very advanced filtering and very advanced methods to search your data, right? So here I'm going to show you an example from an Access database, just for your, just to show you where this came from, okay, right? Databases like Excel depend on using tables. So we need to use a table here. You can see that we have some tables. So I'm going to design it quickly. Students. Okay, it has an ID, it has a name, and a grade. Okay, very simple. Right, and then we'll save this. Right, and we'll fill it up with some values. So okay, so this is a table in the database, and this table contains some values. Right now, the database gives us a very powerful set of tools that allow us to query or search our data. So, for example, if I go to create here, and I'm going to create a query, okay, right? I'm going to select the table that I just have, the table data, and I'm going to search for student name and grade, and I have a criteria for my grade. I want only grades greater than 90, okay? So I want to display a list of grades greater than 90, right? And now I search my data, and I have a list. I only have Maria, she scored 92. The other ones, Muhammad is 90, and the other student, Joseph, is 86. So Maria is the only student greater than 90, right? So this is called queries in databases. What happens is Excel wanted to adopt or use some of the features of databases, so they adopted queries in Excel, and they call them in Excel advanced filters, okay? So advanced filters in Excel allow you to create complex queries, allow you to create complex filters to display your data, okay? Now let me close this. right? So this is the purpose of advanced filters. Advanced filters allow us to do some advanced set of queries on our data. So let's see how we can create advanced filters in Excel. Okay. Again, guys, if you have a question at any time, stop me and ask your question. Okay.